Picture this. You've worked your whole life. You've paid taxes, raised a family, done everything you were supposed to do. And now you're staring down retirement with $31,000 a year from the pension, while rent in Sydney has hit $800 a week. The maths doesn't work, and thousands of Australians have figured that out. They're packing up, leaving the country they've called home their entire lives, and retiring to places like Thailand, Bali, Vietnam, and Malaysia. These aren't wealthy jet setters. Many of them are ordinary Aussies, living on the age pension, who simply figured out that their money goes 3 to 5 times further on the other side of a 6-hour flight. So what's really going on here? And more importantly, how much money do you actually need to pull this off? Let's start with the obvious. Australia has a cost of living problem, and retirees are feeling it harder than most. According to ASFA, the benchmark for a comfortable retirement in 2026 sits at around $54,800 a year for a single person, or over $77,000 for a couple. Meanwhile, the full-age pension for a single person sits at roughly $1,200 per fortnight, which works out to about $31,200 a year. That's barely half of what's considered comfortable. And if you're renting in Sydney, where the median rent has now hit $800 a week, the pension barely covers your housing, let alone food, bills, transport, and everything else. That gap between what retirees receive and what life actually costs is the reason an estimated 90,000 Australians are already collecting their age pension from overseas. And that number is growing fast. Here's something most people don't realise. You can live permanently overseas and still receive the Australian age pension. You don't need to stay in Australia. You don't even need to remain an Australian tax resident. As long as you've lived in Australia for at least 10 years, with 5 of those years being consecutive, and you apply while you're still in the country, your pension travels with you. You will lose some supplements after 6 weeks abroad, like the energy supplement and rent assistance, but the core pension payment keeps hitting your account, wherever you are in the world. Now let's talk about where Aussies are actually going. Thailand is the most popular destination by far, especially Chiang Mai in the north. The climate is mild compared to Bangkok, the food is unbelievable, healthcare is world-class, and there's a massive expat community already there. A realistic monthly budget for a single retiree living comfortably in Chiang Mai, we're talking a decent condo, eating out regularly, private health insurance, the works, comes in around 50,000 to 90,000 Thai baht per month. At current exchange rates, that's roughly 2,200 to 3,900 Australian dollars. Compare that to trying to survive in Melbourne or Sydney on the same income. It's not even close. Thailand also offers a straightforward retirement visa for anyone over 50. The non-SO retirement visa requires either 800,000 baht in a Thai bank account, that's about 34,500 Australian dollars at today's rates, or proof of a monthly income of at least 65,000 baht, which is around 2,800 Australian dollars. Next up is Bali, Indonesia. Aussies have had a love affair with Bali for decades, so it's no surprise that more and more retirees are making it their permanent base. The retirement Ketis visa is available to anyone 55 and older, and it requires proof of either 3,000 US dollars per month in income or 50,000 US dollars in savings deposited in an Indonesian state-owned bank. Monthly living costs in Bali vary widely, but a comfortable lifestyle with a private villa, a scooter, fresh food from the local market, and regular dining out can run between 1,500 and 2,500 Australian dollars per month. Malaysia is another strong contender, particularly Penang. English is widely spoken, the healthcare system is excellent, and the food scene rivals anywhere in Asia. Malaysia's MM2H visa, which stands for My Second Home, has been restructured and now comes in tiers: silver, gold, and platinum, each with different financial requirements. The silver tier is the most accessible, but you'll still need a fixed deposit of around 150,000 US dollars and proof of offshore income. It's a higher barrier to entry, but the quality of life you get in return is hard to beat. Monthly expenses in Penang typically land between 1,200 and 2,200 Australian dollars for a comfortable lifestyle. Vietnam has also emerged as a dark horse in the retirement scene. Cities like Da Nang and Hoi An offer stunning coastlines, incredibly affordable food, and a growing expat community. The catch is that Vietnam doesn't currently offer a dedicated retirement visa. Most retirees cycle through 90-day e-visas at just 25 US dollars each, with occasional border runs. It's a bit more admin, but when your monthly cost of living can be under 1,000 Australian dollars, many retirees consider it a worthwhile trade-off. And then there's the Philippines. The country's SRRV visa, the Special Resident Retirees visa, is purpose-built for foreign retirees. You need a deposit of around 10,000 US dollars if you're 50 or older, plus application fees of roughly 1,500 US dollars. Monthly costs in cities like Dumaguete or Cebu can sit comfortably between 1,000 and 1,800 Australian dollars. Now, let's get into the real numbers. How much do you actually need saved or invested to retire in Asia? If your target lifestyle costs 2,000 Australian dollars per month, that's $24,000 per year. If you're receiving the full age pension of roughly $31,200 per year, you already have more than enough to cover a comfortable life in most Southeast Asian countries. Your pension alone covers it, with over $7,000 a year to spare. That surplus can go into travel, a buffer fund, or simply enjoying a better lifestyle than the pension could ever give you back home. But what if you're not yet pension age? What if you want to retire early to Asia? Then you need to think about this differently. Using the 4% rule, which says you can safely withdraw 4% of your portfolio each year without running out of money, you'd need $600,000 invested to generate $24,000 a year. That's a fraction of the $1.5 to $2 million most financial planners say you need to retire comfortably in Australia. So for many Aussies, retiring to Asia isn't just a lifestyle choice. It's a mathematical shortcut to financial freedom. Now here's a detail that could save you thousands, and most people overlook it completely. Your superannuation doesn't disappear when you move overseas. Once you've hit preservation age and met a condition of release, you can still access your super from anywhere in the world. You can take lump sum withdrawals or set up an account-based pension that pays you regularly, right into your Australian bank account. And if you're over 60, those super withdrawals are generally tax-free in Australia. The key is making sure you have your super strategy sorted before you leave, because managing it from overseas with limited access to Australian financial advisors gets complicated fast. And let's talk about the one thing that keeps people up at night: healthcare. Australia has no reciprocal healthcare agreements with any Southeast Asian country. That means Medicare won't cover you for a single doctor's visit once you're overseas. You are entirely on your own. The good news is that private healthcare in countries like Thailand and Malaysia is genuinely world-class. Bangkok's Bumrungrad Hospital treats over 1 million patients a year, including medical tourists who fly in specifically for treatment. But you need international health insurance, and you need to get it before health issues pile up. For someone in their early 60s, expect to pay between 1,500 and 3,000 US dollars per year. But it's not just healthcare you need to plan around. Currency risk is a real factor. The Aussie dollar fluctuates, and a weaker AUD means your money doesn't stretch as far. You also need to think about loneliness. Moving overseas sounds exciting, but being away from family, from your grandkids, from your mates, that weighs on people over time. If this idea sparks something in you, start with a trial run. Spend 1 to 3 months in a destination before committing. Rent a place, test the lifestyle, meet the local expat community, and see how it feels. Retiring to Asia isn't for everyone, but for the growing number of Australians who are tired of watching their savings evaporate just to keep a roof over their heads, it's becoming the smartest financial move they've ever made. If this video opened your eyes to something new, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.